Here I am, back in New York. Temperature's mid-80s. I'm sitting back by my pool. Just got done working out. I got my Rocky Mountain hat on, you see? There we go, Rocky Mountain, just back from Colorado. Had some fun visiting the sun, but now we're back in New York, back to reality, back to police off the cuff, back to Coffee with Cannon. Here we are. I'm talking to myself. There's no one in the chat right now. I hope someone will show up. What's going on? Where are all you late arrivals? Is it Great Britain? You guys aren't awake yet? Well, usually someone from Great Britain is the first one in the chat, not my home people from New York. Look at that, Becky B. Hello, Becky B. You're the first one in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now people should start pouring in. Tina, hello. See, I set it up back here in my pool. Lisa Kettler, EMT 623. Good to see you. Not that I'm trying to make anyone jealous about a pool. Stupid me, I almost never go in the pool. Maybe today's the day. Katerina Frodlova, Skylar Santana, good morning. Santana. Lisa P. Mel Stiller, good afternoon to you, Melissa. Michael, good afternoon, Sergeant. My hubby was from New York, Kay Culp. Marty Frias, wow. Steve Welbert, hey, Sarge, how are you guys doing? So it's a beautiful, beautiful day. You know, it was a good day. I did not have to use my AK. None of my friends got killed today. It was a very good day. Hey, hey, I used to sing that to my students. Jacqueline Johnston, manifest it. How are you? So good to see you guys. So yeah, I'm back. There's a nice little breeze coming through. Milwaukee Civilian, good to see you. Rosalie Labadio, hello, Rosalie. Oh, Rosalie, I love you. I'm always thinking of you. Sometimes I wish that I had never met you. But if you ever leave me, it would mean my very life to you. My father used to sing that when we were little kids, and it's not actually Rosalie, but it reminds me it's Rosemarie, right? Rosemarie. Janaka, good to see you. Look at all these people. 56 in the chat. Pessa, good to see you. 15 with the thumbs up. So we did 2 shows yesterday. We did one on the Attorney John Ray's press. Kim Allison, great to see you. The singing cop. We did one on the Attorney John Ray. And, you know, I like John Ray. I really do. I just think a lot of the stuff he puts out there is not evidence-based. I think it's, I don't know, it's not vetted, it's not evidence. Some of the people he puts out there as witnesses, I don't think that they could sign as many affidavits as they want. They can sign affidavits till the cows come home. What does that mean? That doesn't make it evidence because they said. I mean, you want to testify that in a court of law, raise your right hand and swear on it? Then, you know, the court and the jury has to decide. Larry Jensen, good to see you, buddy. And, you know, and I don't mean, so many people, I take an opinion and police off the cuff. I go with what I think. And you know, we get attacked for it sometimes. That's part of this business. You know, it's part of being a podcaster. But the thing is, I put it out there with 27 years of experience, 16 as an investigative sergeant, you know, 6.5 years in plain clothes. So I put it out there with a little bit more knowledge than the average YouTuber. But still, people, you know, Sergeant Bill, you know the Summer Wind by Sinatra. That was the opening to the movie The Pope of Greenwich Village. Remember that movie? The summer wind comes rolling in from across the sand. It sprinkles in. I don't know all the words. Oh, walk with me all summer long. We sing the song and we roll in golden sands. My secret friend, oh, the summer wind. That's about all I know, but I don't know all the words. Great movie, though, The Pope of Greenwich Village. Steve Welbert, I'm watching an older trial. He is serious, 25 years, 15. Please explain what the confinement part. I don't know specifically what you're talking about right now. Bill, I'm tough after years in the emergency department and the Army. Good for you. Aquarius, Yaya, 420. Janaka, Mel Stiller, 96 in the chat, 35 with the thumbs up. You know, I have to sometimes negotiate my wife to do Coffee with Cannon back here because she wants to be by the pool. And She's been working remotely lately, so she's not going into the city, although she is going into the city later to visit my son and go to a concert with him. So it's like we negotiate over who gets to use the area back by the pool. So I said, please, she was at Pilates. I said, please let me, people love seeing the pool. And, can I just do the show? I sound like a little wimp. Can I do the show, honey, back by the pool, please? And she goes, oh, right. Sana Elise Hoth Johnson, NOK 20. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Joanne W., you have a beautiful yard. Thank you so much. Beautiful. The Brits call it a garden. Lisa P., welcome to the bucket. Joining the Police Off the Cuff family. So, guys, this is Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, bitching with Bill, whatever you want to call it. But we sit here and we talk to each other. People come in from all over the world, and I think it's enjoyable. I think you guys like the ones I did from Colorado, right? What scenery that was, right? That was unbelievable, those Rocky Mountains. And sometimes I try to do, when I was in Jupiter, Florida, I would try to go on a location and do a Coffee with Cannon. But in Florida, Mabel, UK, good to see you. Jacqueline Ha in the house. Jacqueline Ha is in the house. Good to see you, Jacqueline. Rocky Mountain High, Jacqueline Johnson. I was there for 4 days, from Friday till we just got back on the red eye yesterday. I arrived here at 7:30 in the morning after I was picked up at Kennedy Airport and I was dropped up by the time I got home. Katerina Frodlova, Colorado was absolutely gorgeous, and I got to do a shoot by the river. Well, anyway, talking about doing it in Jupiter, I couldn't do it on location because Jacqueline Ha is in the house. I couldn't do it on location in Jupiter a lot of times because it's too windy, and if it's too windy, you can't hear. Because Heather, what up, Mr. Cannon? Cannonball into the pool, mainstream. Sometimes just saying cannonball. That's what I told a story one time in my acting class. And I was one of 8 kids. I was the third oldest of 8 kids. And so it was my 2 parents and 8 kids. So 10 people lived in this small Levittown house with 1 bathroom. And on Sundays, my father would always like the show of all of us walking across this parking lot, going to Mass together. And I so hated the spectacle of walking like with an army towards church, And people would say, oh, there's the cannons, the little boom booms. They used to call us the little boom booms, and the big cannon, which was my father, of course. And I so hated that. But my father would just, he wanted the spectacle of him and his wife walking with their 8 kids to church. And I guess I was part of that little show that I didn't like. I told that story in acting class, and people thought it was funny. I didn't think it was so funny when it was happening, Aquarius, yeah, laughing out. See, you guys are laughing. You guys think it's funny, but you didn't have to walk across that parking lot with everyone pointing at you. Look at how many kids they have, My dad is the oldest of 6 and has some epic tales, yes. Milwaukee Civilian Sergeant Little Boom Boom. Yeah, the Boom Booms. They used to call us the Boom Booms. And I was like, oh, I did not like that moniker, but I shed it years later, but it was a spectacle. But everyone's was afraid of my father, because my father was like 6'3", 250 pounds. He was a big Irish cop. And so people were like afraid of him. And one of my favorite photos of my 3 sons in a row in suits going to a wedding. I didn't set it up, worked out that way. Heather, whatever, that's great. Pictures are fantastic, I look at pictures from 10 years ago of my kids or 15 years ago. My son was a high school wrestler. He was pretty good. He was 2-time all-section wrestler. And I videotaped so many of his matches. And my wife's always begging me to take those videos and get them put on the disc or something. I'm like, I can't imagine what it will cost to take those tiny little cassette tapes and get someone to transfer them onto a disc. I think they're going to start with 4 figures. Milwaukee Todd, who dat Clement Goodass, whatever, that's good wrestling. Wow. He worked hard, man. He worked hard, and he wasn't a great athlete, but he knew how to work hard. And he started wrestling for a club when he was in 10th grade, and he wrestled year-round, and they traveled. And his first year, when I tell you his first year, he got his ass kicked in because he was wrestling the best competition in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And then, he stuck it out. He really stuck it out, but he got his butt kicked in and for the first year, and then he started getting better and better and better. Someone was just asking about the Karen Reed trial. You know, I did 2 episodes on that early on, and the whole followers of that case, it's so toxic. I withdrew from that case. I was just like, I don't need, and because in my opinion, I think she's guilty as hell. Now, whether she gets convicted or not is another thing. She was drunk as shit and she ran over her boyfriend. End of story. You know, but because some of the police in that area are unprofessional and stupid, you know, she may beat the case. You know, imagine that was your son or your brother that she runs over after having 9 drinks. There's no disputing she had 9 drinks. They did a blood alcohol test, and she also, a bartender, testified. He served her 9 drinks. Is there any question she was drunk and driving that car? So I don't know. But I withdrew because just saying those facts, these vultures would come out of the audience. You're just a cop. You're sticking up for other cops. And well, that's why I don't want to hear about that case anymore. You know, let other people do it. They want to do it. They want to sit there and cover the trial for 8.5 hours on YouTube. You know, go ahead, be my guest. I'm not doing it, you know. But we'll see what happens, right? It's close. Isn't that trial close to being over? Someone said listening to the testimony reminded me of monitoring middle school. Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you watched the show last night with Dr. Debbie Goodman. She was fantastic. She was excellent. And then, of course, Mike Geary, Professor Mike Geary. 9 drinks I can't do or ever did when young, but not sure about this case. Look, anyone that would... Daddy Crab, thank you for the $1.99. Beverages with Bill. Well, thank you. Jacqueline, defense starts their case next week. Yeah, Dr. Debbie Goodman is magnificent. What a nice lady, too, you know. I went, the first year I stayed in Jupiter, Florida, she teaches in northern Miami at St. Thomas University. And she asked me if I would give a lecture at her school. So I went there, and it was fantastic. And all the kids already knew me from watching the podcast. So it was like, oh, they were like, there he is. You know, like I was a little mini celebrity, you know. Police off-the-cuff celebrity isn't very long. It's not a wide, yeah, it was wide in geographical area because there's people from all over the world that know about police off-the-cuff because of you guys. Joyce, smash the thumbs up. If there's any new people in this chat that are baffled by the beauty of this location and baffled by the audience here, please go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell, and join the YouTube family of Police Off the Cuff. But actually, I'll whisper, this show is called Coffee with Cannon, Backyard Beverage, Bitchin' with Bill, whatever you guys want to call it. So Kamal said, Sergeant Bill, that's why we love you, respect your honesty. Well, thank you. Ill Wind, I haven't even bothered to watch a minute of that Karen Reed trial. Ill Wind, yeah, you know, I don't know. First of all, anyone answer this question. Why is a murder trial, all right, why is it going to last 6 to 8 weeks? Why? Answer me that. Most murder trials, even the big ones in New York, maximum 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Is this the OJ case that's going to last 9 months? Like, why is it lasting 6 to 8 weeks? There's no reason for that because it's a media case. They're making this thing last forever. It's outrageous, you know. Mystique, good to see you. 172 in the chat, 95 with the thumbs up. This is Coffee with Cannon, Backyard Beverage, sitting by me pool. I got me pool in my garden, as the Brits will call it. We love your garden. In the US, we call it a yard, but the Brits, I like that. They call it a garden, you know, a garden. Jacqueline Ha, it's the prosecution. They called many witnesses. Yeah, but you know something, the judge has the responsibility and the obligation to cut back the witness list if it's going to last for 6 weeks. Ridiculous. Daddy Krebs, thinking media. Look at, and when you look at, and anyone that's old enough, as obviously I am, the OJ case. That Judge Ito let that case get out of control. That case lasted like 9 months. That was ridiculous. The judge said, no, you're not going to go. They interviewed a DNA expert or a lab technician for like a week. The judge said, stop, get to your point, boom, move on. Too long. Aquarius Yaya. Rosalie Laborario, it's a very toxic, horrible case. Nina Marquez, hello, all and mods. You know, just to mention one other thing about the Karen Reed case. The whole case revolves around the fact, did John O'Keefe ever go into that house? The answer is no. End of case. End of case. You know, But no, they gotta call 3,000 witnesses, and and that guy Turtle Boy, give me a break. People call him a journalist. I don't think so. He wanted to come on my show. I told him no, and I don't want to give him any more shine than that. That I didn't want to interview that guy. 193 in the chat, 109 with the thumbs up. This is Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, bitching with Bill. And I'm not bitching today. I'm happy today. I'm happy. Sometimes you gotta, you can have everything in this world that makes you happy and not be happy, right? It's all up here, isn't it? Well, not all, but a big part of how you feel, how you would go about your life, how you interact with other people is right up in your own brain, your own psyche, right? People can be depressed. Sergeant Bill, did you receive my poem? My name is Maddie. Mel, I have, and I sent it to Mike Geary, and I get so many emails, Mel, I'm going to read it today, I promise. And I did send it to Mike Geary, and I believe he was very touched by it. And I'm going to read it today. I'm just, I have 3 or 4 different emails. I get messages from Instagram, Messenger, X, Facebook, so I'm like overwhelmed, but I swear I will read it. What happens to swimming pools when it snows there? Sorry, just have to ask. Well, we have a cover over the top, and the water stays in it. So I would imagine the water must freeze at some point. But you keep the same water year after year, and then that's when well, I have to admit, I do not work on my pool. I have a pool guy that we pay for, who makes this pool look great, right? Lynn Scaddish, why aren't you in that pool? Because I'm doing Coffee with Cannon. I can't do it live from the water, Todd Hudat Clement. Bill, sorry I brought it up and ruined your show. No, you didn't. That's fine. You guys, you want to bring up anything you want, it's fine, as long as it's respectful. But I don't mind, something. Sometimes it gets a little toxic with Attorney John Ray. He has so many supporters, and if you criticize the man, and something, to tell you the truth, I like the guy. I think he's a character, Aquarius, Cabana Boy, have you ever tried to do it from the water? No, I can't do it from the water. First of all, I would be terrified. If my cell phone fell in the water, that would be the end, right? Your cell phone's done. What do? You put it in rice for 24 hours or something like that? Carson C, I had a big pool, too much work. Carson C, you're 100% right. A pool is tons of work. Susie Bug, oh my God, love the pool. Bitchin' with boom, boom. It needs to big inflated swan. Well, it's just my wife and I now. My kids. My kids are 32 and 29. They're not kids anymore, right? Belfast is in the house, just getting kids ready for school. I passed through Belfast on the way to, where the hell were we going? All the way, way up in the north of Ireland. I can't think of the name of it right now. Past, I think, not Ballymena. I can't think of the name of it right now. So, but we stayed way up in the north. I like when we flew into Shannon once, we rented a car and we went down the whole southwest coast. And I'll tell you one thing about driving in Ireland. First of all, you're on the left side of the road. I cannot adjust to that. I just cannot get used to that. And you're driving a stick shift, which I'm fine with, but not on the left side of the road. I kept hitting the left rear tire on the curb and stuff. And one time I wiped out a mirror, so it's like, it's not easy to do. 230 in the chat, 124 with the thumbs up. Myron Sanchez, but Bill, no, but if it wasn't for Shannon Gilbert, Rex still out there. Myron, I acknowledge that. And I acknowledge that Attorney John Ray, did help to keep this case alive. But one thing that everyone refuses to understand is that the Shannon Gilbert case was not ruled a homicide. So, we have to go with what the authorities rule the case as, or else we don't have a government, we don't have police, we don't have criminal justice system, we don't have a medical examiner. The medical examiner ruled that it was not a homicidal death. So I don't know what to tell him and other people. Like, look, that whole case, and I could spend a whole show talking about Shannon Gilbert. Yeah, it's suspicious, but something? Shannon Gilbert worked as an escort. You put yourself in horrific situations like that, and did something fugazi happen during that case? Yeah, I think so, but there was also drugs involved. You can hear it. You can hear it in the 911 call, and people refuse to acknowledge that. Look, I don't want to try the case here. That's just my feelings. And people, look, I take my position and I stay with it. People want to pound me. People want to say, oh, you're wrong. Oh, you're this, you're that. Okay, all right. Something? That was part of being a cop. You weren't internationally loved. That was part of being a boss. Not all your guys loved you either. You know why? Because you had to be a boss. And bosses can't always be your friend, And any of you guys out there that are a boss, and people love the way we say that in New York, are a boss at whatever job you have, you sometimes make decisions that the people that work for you don't like, right? But you have to make them, I remember when I was on patrol, there was this one sergeant that was friends with all the cops. Oh, we loved him. We loved him. And then I heard some cops say, he's a good guy, but when the shit hits the fan, I'd rather have Cannon there. I took that as a huge compliment, right? All right, good. I don't have to be your friend. I have to do my job, and I have to protect and keep your life safe by doing my job as a boss. Annie, what are your thoughts on Sebastian Rogers' case, the one Pickles? I haven't even really been following that. There's so much going on, guys. I'm sorry, I can't cover. I'm just drinking water, Jacqueline. When you talk so much, when you, the way you Midwesterners say talk, in New York we say talk. When you talk so much, you have to wet your whistle to keep your flute, to be able to play, So, I came home from Denver yesterday. I got home 7:30 in the morning. We took the red eye. Actually, it left Denver airport at like 12:15 a.m. And I got home, and right away, of course, you can't go to sleep even though you're tired as hell. Janica, one case at a time, absolutely. And you know what I missed? Not in 4 or 5. I missed playing my guitar. So I came home and I did and I picked up. I have 2 Martin guitars, and if any of you guys play guitar, they're handmade from a company in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and they're unbelievable guitars. And I just bought another one recently, and it's nice and small. It fits in, and I can play it around. And I have a Martin Grand Performance Series too, which is incredible. So I missed playing. I also have 2 Fender Stratocasters. So, but I haven't been playing my electric guitar. I play, I like to play acoustic. Tiff Knox, good morning. Good morning, yesterday. You wake up and time has slipped away, and suddenly you got to find the memories you left behind. Remember, do you remember the times of your life? Ladies and gentlemen, take care of the bartenders, take care of your waiters, make sure you're giving them tips. They're working hard too. No Telecaster, Jacqueline, I always wanted to buy a Telecaster, but I think it was at the point where if I bought one more guitar, my wife was going to leave me, So maybe one day I'll get a Telecaster, I even tell my kids, and both of my sons are left-handed. Oh, God. And I say, police off the cuff band, I would play to see that. I tell my sons, I said, Annie, welcome to the bucket. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. That's called Annie's Song by John Denver. Annie, you inspired me to sing that song by John Denver. Nina Marquez, you're a lefty. Anyway, get back to the guitar thing. I said to my sons, I go, when I die, what are you going to do with those guitars? I go, you can't give them to your kids if they're little small kids, but I would be sad if you sold them, but maybe if you have to, you have to. You can't say, oh, don't sell them, keep them in the family. But if no one plays guitar and they're both left-handed, what the hell, 248 in the chat, 151 with the thumbs up. Guys, let's get some more thumbs up here. And if you're Pickle Toes Grandma, Mrs. John Denver, absolutely. You brushed up on your John Denver. Not really. Some of these tunes I remember. It's amazing in your brain. I spoke about this with my wife one time. How many songs do you actually know? You can hear a song that you haven't heard in 30, 40 years and be like, wow, I remember that song. And it's incredible. Jacqueline Johnson, I'm left-handed, restring. Hard, Jacqueline, with one of them is a cutaway. So the cutaway would be in the wrong, in the wrong position. And yeah, you'd have to change the nut, you'd have to change the bridge, you'd have to do all this other work. And yeah, I suppose if they really wanted to do that, they could do that. But Sunset Gazing, Times of Your Life, is that the title? I think so. Good morning, yesterday. I think it is called The Times of Your Life. Oops, 3 to 5 more. I know so many songs are memories. Jonica, yeah, well, that's the amazing thing about music. You hear a song and it brings you back to a certain time in your life, right? I'm actually tomorrow night meeting with a group of friends that I graduated high school with. And not a whole, it's not like a big reunion thing. It's maybe a total of 10 people. And I think that's a great thing, and I graduated high school in 1975, and so it'll be fun, and the fun thing, I guess, is not that sometimes if you go to too many reunions, it gets played out, and I don't think reunions mean as much as they used to because people stay in contact with each other through social media. So it's not like you don't know what someone looks like, you see them on Facebook or whatever. Schmitty, I was born 2 years before that. You were born in 1973? Jonica graduated in 73. Jukebox Brains, Sarah, yeah. And I don't know if anyone is on their computer, if you could Google what was the #1 song in 1975. I'm not sure what it was. I remember just went to my 50-year high school reunion. Next year will be mine, Sherry. New England coast, it's hot. Why aren't you in that pool? Because I'm doing the show. Give me a break. Maybe I'll go in the pool later on. Thornblade is school. You still have things in common with high school friends. Nice. Some of my friends I played baseball with when I was 8 years old. One of my best friends, we were on the 8-year-old farm team together. Is that unbelievable? You think about that. God, that's almost 60 years. Unbelievable. Zeppelin, we all know the #1 song, I think, in rock and roll history. 1963, oh my word, my older than you, Sergeant Bill, I'm a 1963 girl. Wow, hey, cheers, Led Zeppelin, the #1 song probably in rock and roll history is Stairway to Heaven, right? And did you guys watch the induction of Led Zeppelin into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Heart, the Wilson sisters, where the band played Stairway to Heaven, and it brought the members of Led Zeppelin to tears, Yeah, it was amazing. And I think it's Nancy Hart. She's the one that's the really good guitar player. Man, she could play. She could really play. Excellent. And the other sister, the heavier set sister, I forget their names, she's got some voice, man. Amazing, just amazing. Thorn Bladers, yeah, that was an amazing show. Susie Bug, Touche San Diego is sending us. My mom taught my cousin to play Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like mandatory that every guitar player, it's one of the first songs you have to learn was Stairway to Heaven. But great tune, right? Great, excellent tune. So great. We did another show. Love Will Keep Us Together. Captain and Tennille, right? That was the Captain and Tennille. Love Will Keep Us Together. My God. BRB phone call. Dylan was hot in 75. Annie Wilson, right. That's the heavier set sister. She can sing, man. And Nancy Wilson is the better guitar player. She's talented as hell too. They're amazing, right? Just think about making it in rock and roll. And Susie Bug, 1964 at Simi Sharp. Good to see you folks from Great Britain. This is Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, bitchin' with Bill. I plan to see Hart and Cheap Trick in Milwaukee in August. Good for you. Wow, I'm left-handed and so is my daughter. 2 sons. I'm righty. My wife is lefty. Both sons are left-handed. Is that supposed to mean something when your sons are left-handed, like they're more creative or something like that? I don't know. They say left-handed people. The Captain and Tennille performed a lot in Lake Tahoe. Yeah, the Captain and Tennille. Unbelievable. I was supposed to go see, it was either last year or a couple of years ago, I was supposed to go see Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. He is a great songwriter, but he's got mental health issues and he canceled the tour. So we didn't get to see him, And he wrote some of those great songs like, I told this story before. Now I can't think of the song. I had a brain fart, right? Oh, I may not always love you, as long as there are stars above you. You never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows, God only knows what I'd be without you. And if you ever leave me, life would still go on, believe me. The world would do nothing to me, but what else would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows. I played that video for my kids at the school I taught at, the college I taught at. And there were 99% black and Hispanic kids in my class. And they're like, what's he playing this white boy music for? But the video, if you ever saw it, the video they made for God Only Knows, they used a lot of black artists, and they used artists, all Usher, they used all these amazing singers, and Elton John. I can't even name all. Oh, Stevie Wonder was in it. So when they saw it wasn't just all white people, they were like, and then they really loved the song. And we would sing the song in class. And this girl, Destiny, you know, when you sing, God only knows what I'd be without you. The response to that is, God only knows, but you have to come in on key. So we would all be singing, God only knows what I'd be without you. And Destiny would come in, God only knows. And it was so off key that the whole class would hysterically laugh, but she didn't care. And we were howling laughing. It was the funniest thing. And we would always say, Destiny, that's your part. No matter what, you sing that line. And it was funny. Beach Boys were coached by the group, the Freshmen. I love CCR looking, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And you know, the other day when I was in Denver and I was sitting by the river and I sung, you know, left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I never lost the good time of the city till I took a ride on the riverboat queen. Big wheels that keep on rolling, proud Mary keep on rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. And that was Creedence Clearwater Revival. And that song became owned by Tina Turner because she did an unbelievable version of that tune. Jacqueline Jazz, John Fogerty, amazing songwriter, right? Creedence Clearwater Revival. Let's think of all the great tunes they have. Pickle Toes Grandma, love it. Oh, okay, guys, my grandson had my phone, and I see he took liberty with my chat. Uh-oh, Simi Sharp. Deb McCall, class of 73, Key West High, Santana, Jimi Hendrix, Doobie, Zeppelin, Jeff Beck, all on. Probably my number one band in my life. Number one would be the Beatles. Number two would be the Allman Brothers. Love the Allman Brothers. Probably number three, I would say the Rolling Stones. Fantastic, right? And then I used to love, Yes, the band Yes. I loved their music. And then there's so many. I mean, there's so many great Neil Young, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, The Animals. I mean, how does this show always become about music and not about true crime? Coffee with Cannon, Backyard Beverage Bitchin' with Bill, 239 in the chat, 184 with the thumbs up. Guys, if you're not subscribed, go on our YouTube, Springsteen, absolutely. If you're not subscribed, go on our YouTube, hit subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, hit the like button, share us with your friends, your family, and your enemies, because maybe they'll become your friends if you share Police Off the Cuff with them. They say, oh, that just brought us together. DJ Garrett, Janis Joplin, yes. So many greats, right? So many greats. You know, during COVID, a great songwriter died and got COVID. And I don't know if any of you guys listened to John Prine, but a fantastic songwriter. And he had some health problems before that. But he had that famous song called Hello in There. And I don't know how famous he is. He was a folk singer and a songwriter, Little Feat, right? And it talks about people getting older. We had an apartment in the city. Me and Loretta like living there. It's been years since the kids are grown. A life of their own left us alone. John and Linda live in Omaha. and Joe is somewhere on the road. We lost Davy in the Korean War. I still don't know what for. Don't matter anymore. You know that old trees just go stronger, and old rivers get wilder every day. But old people, they just grow lonesome, waiting for someone to say, hello in there, hello. John Prine. Did she, Heather? I know the person that really made that, I think made that song famous was Bette Midler. I didn't know that Joan Baez sang that song, but I know that Bette Midler sort of made it. And she did a really slow version of it, but a beautiful, beautiful song. And you know, other great guys like Harry Chapin and all those great people. 225 in the chat, 199 with the thumbs up. Guys, I think I'm going to do a show tonight, and I'm not going to tell you exactly the topic because it's a new idea, and if I put it out here on Coffee with Cannon, someone may say, that's a good idea. Let me get on the air before him and do that same show. Now, someone, of course, has to be mowing their damn lawn. Rebecca, Mel Stiller, beautiful. Thank you. Thorn Bladers, Santa, Elise Hoth Johnson, good to see you. Sour Girl, Frank Sinatra. Yes, Frank Sinatra. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I said it clear. I state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway, but no, much more than this, I did it my way. Frank Sinatra sang that, but Paul Anka wrote it. The chairman of the board. Yes, how do you get that name? The chairman of the board, Frank Sinatra. Francis Albert. Just the girl said, shame on me for having my gorgeous pool. I'm like teasing you guys with the pool. I try to do it in good scenery, you know. And I'm going back to Jupiter in July, the beginning of July. And I may try to do some shows out in the field if it's not too windy. But if it gets too windy, I can't do it because it just screws up all the sound. But it would be beautiful to be able to do one overlooking the ocean or something. But it's always too windy. Paul Anka, he was not on my bingo card today. He wrote some good tunes, you know. So did that Neil Sedaka. He wrote some good tunes too. 209 in the chat, 207 guys. This is Coffee with Cannon. Backyard beverage, bitching with Bill. But here we are talking together with going to Orlando, late October. Cat, Mel Stiller, Tiff Knox, good to see you. Jim Croce, #1 storyteller that ever sang. Love Jim Croce. You know, his wife has a bar in Key West. And who was just on here from Key West? Croce's. And it's right in Key West. And he also has a son. And I think his son tried to perform his music. I don't know if his son is as talented as the dad. Obviously not. Barbara George, July in Florida is brutal. Bring your cold water, Bill. Yeah, I hear it's brutal. Upgraded membership to Backyard Coffee. Lisa P, thank you for joining in. Susie Bing, geez, I would wish I could hold a tune like Bill. Rebecca Bull say, hello, Barbara George. Bob, 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 Barbara, Bob, 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 Barbara. Come take my hand. We keep a rockin' and a rollin', rockin' and a reelin', Barbara, Bob, 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 Barbara. I need some other singers to sing that. Can't sing that by yourself. Christine Molina, it's hot here in Texas. Wow, yeah. Austin, Texas has become the big location in Texas that everyone wants to move to. Sinatra, he was classic. Pico and Sepulveda, we got our watering and bird feeding done early because it's so dang hot. Kim Alliston, welcome. Myron Sanchez, Absolute Sergeant Bill's great voice. 211 in the chat. Oh, it just dropped to 205. 212 with the thumbs up. Where's all my folks from South Africa, from Australia, from Wales, from Ireland, from England? Austin, Texas is too weird. My name is Barbara Ann. Thanks, Bill. Oh, I love that song. Charisma. Bill was Law and Order, so here's also a movie star. Sour Girl. You know, I'm supposed to do a homicide recreation show in July, and they haven't given me a date yet, but we'll see. I don't know if it's absolutely going to happen, but they've called me, and you know, they don't give you a specific date yet. You give them a bunch of dates, and like I don't. Cat 74 bitching with Bill, stitching with Cat 747. I heard crime is going up in Austin. Uh-oh. Seems like crime's going up everywhere, you know. That case we covered last night, Mike Geary and I, with Rachel Marin. Horrible, horrible case, you know. And the problem is, Jacqueline Johnston manifested. Film was always last minute. Jacqueline, good to see you here. Hello, Bill. Greetings from Scotland. Scotland. Oh, the sun is only running, and the wild mountain thyme goes around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower. I don't know all the words to that song. I gotta one day learn the words to that song. It's a really pretty song. Bratty little me, hello from Colorado. Just got back. Colorado is a beautiful state. Crystal Stars, yes, Austin has really gone down. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are moving to Austin from California. Is that the cause of the problem, that there's too many people moving there? Heather Whatever is clapping for me. Thank you, Heather Whatever. So we got to get more of your friends to join in on Coffee with Cannon. Beaufort, South Carolina, Cat 747. Sometimes I get a big audience, and sometimes it's just in the middle. I think there's a lot going on. Of course, what's sucking the oxygen out of YouTube is this Karen Reed trial. It's just like everyone's listening to that, you know. Hello from Ontario, Canada, Kate Watts. Love the show. Well, thank you, Kate. Welcome aboard. Jenny P. Jacqueline, yeah, too many people. It's not a college town anymore. Homeless and drugs, yeah, it seems like that's happening in a lot of cities. And I think it's, you know, without getting into politics, which I don't want to, it's policy, you know, it's what you allow people to do, and they have to be a little stricter. You can't let people live on the streets. You just cannot let, because it sort of violates the civil rights of people. Barbara George, Rachel Marin cases could have been avoided. Our immigration system needs to be corrected now. You're right. And that girl, Laken Riley, going for a jog on the University of Georgia campus, gets murdered by another illegal. You know, it's like, how many times does this have to happen till they do something about it? It's outrageous. Tiff Knox, homeless and drugs are everywhere. Yes. 207, thumbs up. Excuse me, 207 in the chat. Myron Sanchez, Bill, that trial is corruption in Massachusetts is real, Bill. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. You know, we saw a lot of corruption early on in the Gilgo Beach case, in the, you know, the Long Island serial killer case. A lot of corruption in that. But in 2022, as I keep repeating over and over again, they established the Gilgo Beach Task Force, consisting of Suffolk County Police, the FBI, right? The New York State Police, the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office investigators, and the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department investigators. So in 2022, 2 months after they established that task force, they identified Rex Schuerman as as a suspect in the Gilgo Beach murders. And then we all know what happened since July of last year. It's coming up on a year that Rex Schuerman was arrested. And if I ask you guys a question right now, a little quiz, how many murders has Rex Schuerman been indicted for? Audience, who is the first one to come up with the answer? Member for 29 months, Charisma, thank you so much. Laken Riley was jogging on a path near the college in the middle of the day. Yes. So we all, yes, 6. So Rex Schuerman has been indicted for 6 murders, right? And he's innocent until proven guilty, as everyone will say, right? And we think that soon number 7 could occur. And who is number 7? Who do we all think the next indictment's going to come down on? Who do we think, guys? I want to see if you're covering this case. Sour Girl, 5. I just joined. I just recorded Young Rook in my garden. Hi, new subscriber. Did you go to 25th of Law and Order at Rockefeller this year? No, hey Jude, I didn't. You know something? I don't mix well with active police because I'm the real popo. So I don't need to meet people that play cops on TV, but thank you. I don't mean to be arrogant with that, but that's just Valerie Mack. That's right. I'm predicting that indictment number 7 for Rex Schumann is going to be Valerie Mack. Now, Karen Vergata, that could take a little longer. I now don't have any doubt that Rex Schumann could be involved in that. You know, pull out an axe and give us a concert. Sour Girl, you know, one of the things that I said, and hopefully it could happen, is that when Rex Schumann goes to trial, and when he's convicted, because I believe he absolutely will be convicted, perhaps after that, and he is facing, you know, 6 life terms without parole, maybe then he'll talk. Maybe then he'll give up some of the murders that we don't know about and the locations that he dumped the bodies. Because finding and researching all of this stuff is a huge job in itself. And that would help the case a great deal. Don't other serial killers, once the gig is up and they're tried, don't they sometimes want to talk to be more famous, more infamous than they actually are? 215 in the chat, 235 with the thumbs up. Anyone in the audience that's not subscribed, go on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Join us. Moose Girl, 08, okay, thanks. Nina Marquez, maybe more in other states, potentially in other states, absolutely. That's why the research to find out everywhere Rex Schumann's ever traveled is so, so important. But are we going to, don't forget, this goes back to 1993 that we know of, right? With Sandra Castilla. Could it have gone back further than that? Bunny 199 super sticker, thoughts of List's daughter being involved. You know, we did a show on that last night, and you know, when they first arrested Rex Schumann last July, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that immediately the Suffolk County District Attorney, Ray Tierney, cleared Rex Schumann's wife, Asa Ellerup. I'm surprised that they cleared all family members immediately, said they were not involved. Now, did they just say that with no investigation, or do you think that they investigated? Johanna, Tiff Knox, we've got our homegrown criminals to the United States, which is about 4/2 of the world's population, but houses around 20% of the world's prisoners. Yes. You know, that statistic that you just mentioned about we house about 20% of the world's prisoners. What is the solution then? Don't people that commit crimes have to be punished? So if we don't incarcerate them, how do we punish them? I remember there was a politician that I interviewed, and he used that very argument. The United States incarcerates X amount of people, and he mentioned, oh, we even incarcerate more people in China and Russia. You know why? Because in China and Russia, if you keep committing crimes, you'll just disappear. You'll never hear from that person again. So that's lowering their statistics. Don't compare us to China and Russia, but politicians frequently do that. And the argument that really just kills me is when people say, when these horrific crimes are committed by illegal aliens, and I call them illegal aliens, not migrants, because that's just a bullshit euphemism. You know, illegal aliens, right? They don't belong in this country, right? So when people say, oh, migrants, well, they say migrants, I say illegal aliens. They don't commit crimes at a level any higher than homegrown criminals. And I was like, that is the worst argument I have ever heard. Yes, they do. They commit crimes at 100% more. You know why? Because they're not supposed to be here. So if they weren't here, we would have 0 crimes committed by illegal aliens. So that argument is just out and out bullshit, you know? And that's how the, you know, people argue it. Oh, they don't commit crime. But yes, they do, because they're not supposed to be here. That's the #1 crime they committed, sneaking across the border, you know? Christine Molina, true, you know? So how do you respond to Lake and Riley's parents? that she was murdered and attempted rape by an illegal alien. How do you explain it to them? You're going to give that argument? Oh, illegals don't commit crime at any higher rate than American citizens. Well, I believe that American citizens that commit crimes should be punished too. And this whole thing of decarceral policies, I think is absolute bullshit, you know? Decarceral just means they don't want to put them in jail or prison. So how do we punish them then? Put an ankle monitor on them? Monitor them with probation and parole? Is that how we do it? And they live amongst everyday working people that now are in danger because you have hardened criminals roaming the streets? You know, and then that argument that, oh, we incarcerate 20% of the world's prison population. Well, what's the solution? What's the solution, you know? What if you're a business owner, as you've seen in all these cities, and these criminals come in and just fleece the shelves, and law enforcement's not locking them up because they don't want to prosecute them for that? So what do you say to that business owner that was just put out of business because he can't stay in business because he sells things? He doesn't put things on his shelves so people can steal them. He needs to sell so he can pay his rent, so he can pay his employees, so he can pay and feed his family, you know? So what do you say? What do you say to that? Christine Molina, yup, deported now, round them up. Well, look, I think that I'm 100% for immigration, but I'm for legal immigration. I'm for vetting the people that come into this country. Why not take some of the best and brightest rather than taking the gangbangers and the criminals that are crossing our border and no one's turning them back and saying, no, you're a gangbanger. We don't want you. Go back. Or we're throwing you back. It's like catching a fish. Throw it back, you know? And if you mention that, oh my God, he's anti-immigration. No, I'm anti-illegal immigration, you know? And, you know, I thought one of the funniest things, I don't want to get into this because it gets political and people are like, oh, you're just a right wing or this, that. No, I'm not. You'd be surprised that Cat 747, MS-13, all these gangs are coming across. It was like in the late 80s, early 80s. Remember the Marielitos boat people that came over from Cuba? Cuba basically emptied their prisons and they didn't vet them. They let them come right in the country. So what do we have in our prisons now? We got tons of Cuban gangbangers too, Cuban criminals that came over. They used to do, back then they used to tattoo in the inside of their mouth, gang affiliation. How crazy, right? Imagine how painful that must be to tattoo inside your mouth. Do I think Rex Heuermann's daughter is involved? I don't think so. But I think that she is affected both by genetic disposition of having a father who's a serial killer and by living, hey, Mickey Mantle's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Mickey Mantle, repost that. It went by too fast. I didn't get to read what you said. Rebecca Boulze, I can say I'm a right-winger. Moose Girl, the daughter is a victim. Yeah, before you go start sing us a song, love you singing. I want to see what Mickey Mantle said, but it went by too fast. I didn't get to read it. 53 minutes, 29 seconds, 225 in the chat, 255 with the thumbs up. I don't think we're going to hit 300 today. I wanted to see if we could. I got to show you guys my pool. I got to show you tons of drugs and illegal immigrants in America, sour girl. But there has to be a solution. We can't just, you know, raise our arms like and surrender, right? Bonnie, thank you for answering my question. Well said, Katarina. For my daughter is a victim also, but she has sick mind, also very sick fantasy. The daughter is. You're talking about Rex Heuermann's daughter. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she took part in his crimes. Bill, can't you scroll your chat? I don't think I can. This is, guys, this is on the phone, and I can't. I'd have to touch the screen, and then that could be disastrous. So I don't really want to. Janie, Chrissy, hello from Sebastian. Nice pool. Yeah, it is a nice pool. It's a beautiful pool. But H. Cook, while I'm the latest in the chat, rewinding right now and rewatch whoever gifted me a month with the channel. Thank you. Well, H. Cook, welcome. 227 in the chat. 262 with the thumbs up. Coffee with Cannon. Backyard beverage. Bitching with Bill. This show's fun, you know. Waiting for Mickey Mantle, Cat 747. Yeah, his chat went by so quickly. Have investigators been doing a deep dive into Asa and Victoria? I think that they did that prior to the arrest. That you know that the investigators, Nancy Joe, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. Yeah, you know, that's the thing too. When John Ray did that press conference, there was no evidence. There was just allegations, you know, and the same thing with his first press conference he did with Rodney Harrison next to him. I don't know if the Gilgo Beach Task Force has attempted to check on what he reported and the affidavits that were signed allegedly. So I don't know. Look, the good thing about this case, crazy presser cat, John Ray sees the money coming into the wife, looks like he's looking to get some of that, in my opinion. Well, you know, I think that Robert Macedonio, who is Asa Ellerup, her attorney, he's now realizing, like, oh shit, if she gets this 7-figure deal to do a documentary, she's going to get sued left and right for, you know, the death of all those victims. So he's sort of like trying to act like, oh no, that deal was canceled. Yeah, okay, all right, you know. And same thing, like she couldn't get divorced quick enough because people will sue you, and whatever assets she has that was turned over by Rex Human to her, those are fair game. Fisher Blue, yup, Ray smells the money. H. Cook, he who holds the data evidence holds the agenda. Yeah, I mean, this is all, look, look at where we've come in less. Sergeant Bill, any further thoughts on the Brian Koberger case in Idaho? You know, Mickey Mantle, I think that, you know, these hearings that they have, and they were covering all the electronic devices, the cell phone, the tower hits, all very tough to listen to, you know. And if the judge doesn't really, if he allows that to just go on forever, that's going to be a very boring case. I mean, I think Brian Koberger, I think he absolutely did it. I think he's absolutely guilty as all hell. But this case, you know, he's innocent to proven guilty. It's going to have to go to trial. Feel bad for the families of the victims. Just horrific what they've had to go through. But the wheels of justice spin very, very slowly, right? Janek, must shop at Goodwill Outfitters off the top. He knows how to gain attention. You know what? In a interview with Robert Macedonio, he said something really funny on News Nation. He said, Johnny Ray looks like he came off the set of Willy Wonka. I thought that was pretty damn funny. I had thought like of Dr. Seuss book because of the colors, you know. But Robert Macedonio, who's the attorney for Asa Ellerup, said that, Mickey Mantle, good to see you. He had said that he looks like he came off the set of Willy Wonka. I thought that was pretty funny. And then one attorney criticizing another attorney. I thought that wasn't always done, you know. Heather, whatever, haha. Guys, we have approximately a minute left. I want to thank everyone who came by today. We hit 220, 230 in the chat, 273 with the thumbs up. I'll probably do a show tonight at about 8 o'clock. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be on right now, but I want to thank everyone for coming by today. Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, got to show you my pool. Maybe I'll take a jump in the pool. Jump in a lake, as they used to say, right? One person who's begging to be sued is Johnny Ray. Victoria Human could sue his pink shirt off his back. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Attorneys aren't afraid to get sued because they'll just represent themselves, because the biggest thing about getting sued is having to hire an attorney, right? So yeah, 59 minutes and 33 seconds. So guys, as I said, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. I'm not going to jump in for your for your entertainment. Have a great day. Put Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories, Backyard Beverage, Coffee with Cannon, Bitchin' with Bill, signing off. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next time.